Hey guys, what's going on? Brian here with another video, and today we will be going over update 16, which was just announced by the devs. I will be going over these guns here that you see on screen, and we will also be going over the patch notes, guys. Now, I have all these guns that I'm going to show you on my own game, except the pole arm there, which I just don't have access to. But everything else I'll be showing you here in game, so sit back, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hey, what's going on, guys? And here we go. So, first things first, guys. I know you guys seen it. The first weapon I want to talk about, which we have right here, is the Wyvern. It's the sword. Um, Now, I've had this sword for a while, guys. I've been giving it out on stream. So, if I'll be streaming over the next couple days, if you guys want to pop in and get this before it's released on the Bounty Broker, I can give it to you. But I've been giving it out to my subscribers and stuff like that. But it is a really cool sword. The only thing I've noticed about the sword in my times of using it is the durability is pretty low on it. It's more of like a show sword than it is an actual like. But like I said, this is pre-build. When the update actually comes out, the damage, the durability, and everything they just said is going to be doubled. That's something we're going to talk about here in the patch notes. But they're doubling all the durability for all the weapons, range weapons, melee weapons across the board. So the sword will definitely be a lot more sturdier in the next build. So, but yeah, guys, that's it right there. This sword looks really, really dope. It's got a nice curve to it. It's got a nice hilt to it. And just to keep it in the fam, they added a little mini knife that, as you guys can see, kind of matches. It's kind of hard to get close on the close combat weapons, but as you guys can see, it looks pretty dope. It kind of matches with the it does match with the actual sword itself. So um, I just thought that that was really cool. And next, guys, we have the
Yeah.
Hunter
That's
SKS
all
rifle
drug
here.
dealing?
Now this is pretty good. It's just a regular SKS, as you
Can't
can
make that
see.
call yet.
Holds 20 rounds, which is pretty nice. And as you guys can see, it has a nice scope on it. It looks really good. It's pretty much just an SKS with a hunting scope on it. Shoots 7.62. It's got a really good zoom on it. It's probably pretty loud. Uh, the quietness, yeah, it's going to be a pretty loud gun. Shoots, yeah, 7.62. So this is just another gun to add to the arsenal of 7.62 weapons. I know a lot of us, the SKS is a pretty common weapon if you guys play like Daisy and stuff like that. So it's just nice to see it in the game. And like I said, it does have quite a bit of range on it. And next is I also have this, guys. It's classic SKS. This is me being released with the pack. This is just a weapon I just happen to have. It's just the same exact rifle, just without a scope, pretty much. But yeah, so those are those SKSs, and then this is the big one, guys. The non-compliant SKS. This thing is pretty dope. Um, I have a different scope on mine than they'll have on theirs, only because the way the whole thing works. But pretty much, guys, it has a hollow sight on it and an extended magazine. So that's going to be a pretty dope gun for you guys to use also. I'm really excited about that. It's just going to hold more ammo. And last but not least, let's see. We have the PPQ 45, which I think mine is actually off-colored, guys. Yeah, I have a different skin color of the PPQ 45 than the one they're releasing. Same gun, just different skin. I think it's a nice to have another, and I don't even think it's a 45 though. I think it's a 9 mil. No, yeah, that's 45. It's the Glock 45. That's a 9 mil, 9 millimeter caliber, but it's the G45. So the Glocks, obviously, I always think the Glocks in this game sound amazing.
Watch that stinky stuff.
They have such good audio. Yeah, so Glock sounds good, guys. Real good. So those are the weapons that they're releasing. They're also releasing some whatchamacallit, raincoats. Those seem like the only whatchamacallit, clothing items that they're releasing with this update, which is all right with me. As you guys notice, I play with Plague Freaks in the base game. For those of you guys checking out the update, so if you guys are interested in what you see, check out my channel. I got a lot of this. As you guys can see, Plague Pharaohs, Plague Screamers, Plague
It's a fucking
Bloaters,
pharaoh.
which are really, really deadly. And we're in Providence Ridge, guys. Um, so let me get back to my video, guys. All right, they're not gonna let me continue making my video. But at this point, guys, we're gonna start talking about the patch notes. All right. So hopefully they'll give me a chance to make the video, guys. I got an idea, guys. All right, guys. So let's first thing first. Let's get into this list because there is quite a bit of really, really good stuff. You guys shouldn't be able to hear the game sound, but I'll let you guys look at the Plague Freaks in the background. They're pretty cool. Um, so first things first, guys, is they changed some of the multiplayer errors that we were having, like the invisible zombies and stuff like that. They changed that, which I think is really, really cool. I play a lot of multiplayer with you guys on the channel, and to have no more, or at least reduce the amount of invisible zombies that we may have to deal with will definitely be a good thing. I'm not complaining about that at all. So, and they also said that just all around they're pretty much getting rid of a bunch of. Oh yeah, and the SKS is full auto, guys. The non-compliant one, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so the multiplayer fix is always a good thing, guys. Now, to get into some of the big news, guys, they are across the board doubling weapon durability on all melee weapons, range weapons across the board. They're doubling the durability, so things are going to last twice as long than what they currently are right now in game, which is very good. I'm really, really happy about that. Um, Also, they are. It's going to cost more, obviously, because it's going to double the repair cost to repair the weapons, but they also said that that means they are doubling how much you get when you scrap the weapons. So all around, we're going to be seeing more parts for scrapping weapons, which means when you're running like a salvage furnace or something like that, you're going to get even more back from something like that, which is really, really amazing. Um, and another thing, guys, they are buffing breaks. Um, they supposedly buffed breaks already, but it still didn't really make the breaks that appealing to me or to a lot of people because nobody really still uses them. They fixed suppressors, they put them back to what they once were, but now they're buffing breaks even more to try to make them reliable. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, these buffs are amazing. So there's no more noise penalty on a weapon break. So when you shoot a break in the new build, um, it's gonna make no extra noise. So there's no extra noise. It's just the standard noise that the gun makes. It also improves durability loss per shot, which is amazing. So now using a weapon, a break is the exact opposite than using a suppressor. Right now, if you use a suppressor, every shot it takes increased uh, durability damage to the weapon. Now using a break is going to actually reduce the amount of damage or durability that the weapon takes, which is, and it also increases the control. So if a gun has a lot of recoil, like an automatic gun, it actually stabilizes your recoil a lot more, which is really, really nice. Um, I think that's gonna actually make them pretty usable, especially they use the example the Eternal Guard, which I don't have one on my character right now, but yeah, that seems like it would be pretty useful on something like the Eternal Guard. Um, Chokes, they buffed chokes, guys. So what that means is now shotgun chokes, they tightened them up so they can shoot out to further distances. And let me get away from these guys really quick. you can shoot them out to further distances, and they increase the amount of power that the chokes have, which I think is amazing because it's not that chokes were bad, but you know what I mean. Like there was never really a reason to use shotguns. Honestly, they just weren't anything crazy. So for me, having more power, more range added to the shotguns is amazing. Yep, that's a plague farrow right there, guys. That's what I was trying to get over here so you guys could see them. They'll kill you quick. Um, so next they also buffed the heavy weapons. So now heavy weapons, um, they added a lot more durability because that was the number one complaint that a lot of us had was the heavy weapons. They just broke way too fast. They didn't do a lot of damage. There was no reason in using one. There was nothing special about them. But now, guys, more durability. They do more damage versus just in general. They do more damage, and they also do more damage versus juggernauts specifically and plague hearts. So I'm really really excited to see how that is, and they also now drop in Plague Heart loot, the heavy weapons. So that's just something that you guys need to look out for now. Is when you finish kill a Plague Heart, you can get a heavy weapon now. They also changed both buffed and nerfed some of the weights of the weapons and stamina costs of the weapons. I have no bullets. So now some of the weapons will be heavier, some of the weapons are going to be lighter, some of the weapons are going to cost more stamina, some of the weapons are going to cost less stamina. So they just went around and did a whole entire pass throughout all the weapons, heavy weapons, to buff and nerf and make changes to them. So hopefully, guys, with these changes, uh, the heavy weapons will feel a lot better and maybe they'll actually be useful. All right, so next, guys, we have infestations, guys. This is a big one for me too because it is really annoying. They made it so now when you clear an infestation, it puts a pause on when another one can spawn. So it's not like if you go and you clear your map of infestations, the second you clean that one, that last infestation, you're like, yes, we killed them. You start heading back to base. All of a sudden, two more pop up. They said that they put changes in now that is going to stop that from happening. Which, trust me, guys, I am really really happy about that. They fixed the jugs and the damage. They told us about it a little while ago that it didn't matter what weapon you were using, a 22, a 7.62, across the board, all guns did the same amount of damage to a juggernaut, no matter where you shot him in the body, no matter what caliber you used, except 50 cal. 50 cal was in a world of its own. But now, guys, every caliber does its proper amount of damage. A 7.62 is going to actually do a lot of damage to a juggernaut. It's going to really, really hit them hard. They showcased it a little bit in the whatchamacallit, in the stream, and it was chewing the juggernaut up pretty good. It was a standard juggernaut, so we got two plague trails now, guys. So it was doing quite a bit of damage to the Juggernaut, but we'll see how that translates over to like Nightmare and like Plague Juggernauts because Plague Juggernauts are a little more tanky. Um, and you can now multi-stagger juggernauts. Before, I guess there was some internal cooldown on a juggernaut, like you would stagger them, then you would have to do like something, and then you could stagger them again. And you couldn't like multi-stagger, but now, guys, you can just shoot, 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 shoot. You can stagger them once, and then you can immediately stagger them again if you're like on full auto, really dumping a lot of rounds into them, which is really nice. So I'm looking forward to that. Another big change, guys, is I know for us stealthier players, when you're sneaking up on the back of a horde and you want to snag that, that loner zombie and you want to try to take down like a roaming horde or something like that, and you killed the one and all of a sudden it alerted the whole horde, they got rid of that. So now the zombies aren't all linked and you can kill the hordes individually, zombie by zombie, without having to worry about alerting the whole entire thing. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to ask how I have Plague Pharaohs and play all the Heartland freaks in my game. I play with difficulty mods. I play the game beyond Nightmare Zone. I like to really, really challenge myself. So if you guys want, check out my channel, sub to the channel. I do live streams multiple times throughout the weeks. I play with you guys. I invite you in my games, and we play with all the mods because you guys don't need to have these on your consoles or PCs to play with me, you just have to join my game, and you guys will be fighting plague frails and plague jugs and fighting 90 plague hearts on one map. That's the kind of stuff we do on this channel. So I just wanted to plug myself in the middle of this. Check me out, guys. I'm pretty sure you guys will have a lot of fun. Now back to it, guys. Um, they made it so now when you go to, they prioritized executing zombies over looting containers because it's on the same button. It will always prioritize killing the zombie before looting the container. So no more having to worry about that one zombie laying on the ground next to a container and you're trying to execute them, but you keep starting to loot the container. That's no longer a thing, guys. They buffed the AI now, so this is the second buff because I already think the AI is pretty good right now, but I guess the AI could only shoot out to about 50 meters. And now they actually buffed the AI, so now the AI can shoot out to the max effective range of the weapon. So if you got AI with 50 cals, guys, they're going to be shooting pretty far out. So your guys on the watchtowers are going to actually be able to reach out and touch something, which is going to be really, really nice. And they also get in and out of vehicles faster. They get in vehicles faster. There's no more running around the car trying to figure out what they want to do. They said that they fixed it so the AI should just get in the car nice and fast. Um, Moving maps is now free. Um, the one thing, so when you want to move from, Trumbull, if you want to move from Providence Ridge to Drucker County, there's no longer an influence cost to activate that. It's just free. Um, this was a change I really didn't agree with. I really wish they would revert this, at least for Nightmare Zone. It's kind of just making the game easy for no reason. As they removed the med cost, the additional med cost for having a person checked into the uh, blood plague. If you have a survivor with blood plague and you check them into the infirmary so the blood plague stops progressing, that used to have a med cost to it. In Nightmare Zone, I think it was an additional 4 meds a day per person you had, or 2 meds a day per person you had in the infirmary. So it would start to get really, really expensive, and you really start eating away at your base meds, and it added just that extra level of difficulty to the game, which forced you to go out and either have to keep looting for meds, or it forced you into a situation where you needed to go out and actually farm plague samples to get the plague cures to cure your people. I don't agree with them pulling that med cost. I just think that they're kind of just taking away, making blood plague less deadly. And that's another reason why I play with mods, guys, because I like things to just be more difficult, especially like blood plague and stuff like that. So I just thought that was an unnecessary change. I mean, I don't. Maybe standard zone I could see it, but they shouldn't change that for the rest of like Dread Zone and Nightmare Zone players. They made some changes to morale for the people that start fights. It's a lot easier to manage fighters, people that have the irritable or just like those type of traits. They're a lot more easier to manage with morale. Like irritable people, as long as their morale is cheerful, they won't fight anymore. And then the other ones, I forgot what it's called. As long as you have them too empowered, they won't fight anymore. I think it's the ones who are like troublemakers, the ones who actually start the fights and stuff like that. Yeah, those guys, as long as they're empowered, they won't fight anymore. They added it so you can click and drag the scroll bars now. Um, you can't. I don't have any scroll bars here, but you can click and drag scroll bars for those of us on PC. Um, and they fixed the bug that's popping up. I know a lot of you guys have been asking with the plague hearts being revealed when you switch maps. They said that's going to also be fixed. Your people aren't going to complain about noise until you actually have up to the second line of noise. Uh, Now, like even here, they'll start complaining, but I guess now they won't start complaining until you get up to here. Um, You can now swap weapons, guys. Right now, when you go up to the supply locker and you try to, like, say I wanted a weapon in the supply locker and I had this one on me, and you hit it, what it would do is it would take this gun and it would put it down in your inventory, and then it would grab the gun that's in your supply locker and put it up here. Now, what it's going to do is it would just swap this gun with whatever gun you're trying to take out of your supply locker, which is a nice fix for sure. Um, and they reduce the screen time, but going between these screens, like going from here to here to here. For PC players, it's not too bad, the transition. I guess on Xbox doing this, it takes a little bit to load up your community screen. They said they made some changes now that will reduce that. And They also made changes to the starting resources for when you start a new fresh game after skipping the tutorial. Right now, you only start with 6 food and 0 everything else. Now they're going to be starting you off with 6 food, 2 meds, and 3 materials, which will, I guess, will give you that jump start to be able to craft that first facility, which is nice. And there's also a bunch of little other small bug fixes and stuff like that, guys. But for the most part, update 16 is looking pretty promising. They definitely went through and polished up a lot of stuff. Um, they added a new pack, which is the pawn shop pack, I think it's what it's called, which has these weapons that I showed you guys today. So once again, guys, if you guys see this and you are interested in getting these weapons before that pack drops, just come jump in one of my streams. I stream on YouTube all the time. Um, Drop me a comment. I will come and join your games off camera, whatever you guys want. Just drop me a comment. Let me know. Give me your gamer tag, and I'll add you as a friend. And you can ask anybody in my community, guys. I go out of my way to make sure I hook you guys up. So if you guys want some of these weapons, or just any weapons in general that you guys might be looking for, just let me know. Facility mods, anything, guys, anything you may want, daybreak items, whatever you guys want. I also do free instant daybreak wins on my channel, so you guys come to my channel, you join my game, I'll get you guys free daybreak wins, get you all your unlocks and stuff like that. Just hit me with a sub, guys, and hit this video with a like if you guys liked it. Um, and let me know what you guys thought, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.